Hi guys, Coach Fenz here from FTP Training. We've joined Josh Carlson, the ultimate frother, on his travels to get out of the snow and harsh conditions of Vancouver land to come back to Oz and get some shredding, get some training done. Welcome, Josh. Good to see you, buddy.
Cheers, mate. It's good to be back. Yeah, it's definitely pretty cold and wet back in Vancouver at the moment. So being here, I've never been so excited to get a sunburn before.
Fantastic, mate. Actually, while we're out in these conditions, you travel all around the world.
Yep.
And if you're going to follow the enduro scene and you're going to get out to some of those events, I know that most riders have some bigger goal, some big race they want to go over and do. And with enduro, you can't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So you have that ability to say, I want to go over to France to the Alps and I want to race Josh Carlson to a degree in an enduro race. Could be 35 degrees there like it is here today.
Totally, yeah. Like that's one of the really cool things about enduro, especially the Enduro World Series. You know, there's pretty much a race in a lot of different countries. So if you're from Australia, you can go and target Tasmania and you can come and race the same tracks, the same hours, the same course as myself, Sam Hill, Jared Graves, Richie Rude, you name it, the best riders in the world. We're all racing the same track. You can do the same in France, you can do the same in Italy, you can do the same in Ireland, you can do the same in Portugal. It's such a world tour that it's really, really cool that we get to race the same track as anybody. And we can all sit down afterwards and have a beer, and you know, you can talk about the rock that you jumped off or the routes that you slipped off on, and how you fell apart 5 hours in because you didn't drink enough water, or you ate a funny banana and you had to go and do a bush poo, and it's a very funny scenario. So
talking about you didn't drink enough or you didn't eat enough, I mean, you know, this is something which again I think is fundamentally overlooked in ultimately a big endurance event like an enduro. What do you take? What do you eat? What do you take when you've got to ride between those big stages? I mean, what sort of nutrition and hydration strategy are you using on a normal day in an enduro?
It's you definitely have to look at the course and you have to look at the liaisons. The downhill stages they're so short and punchy that it's not like you're going to drink or eat during a stage, but you have to be fueled and ready to be able to lay it on the line because you have to concentrate, you know. And it's not even so much just the race day, you know. Your fuel and your nutrition starts when you get there, you know. It starts on the Wednesday prior, you know. It starts when you're there for hours and hours at a time, and you're there for 6-7 hours during the day. You really have to pay attention to your fueling prior. You look at the liaisons to see how much water you really need to take. If it's an hour-long liaison and there's a water stop in between each stage, sometimes you can get away with one bottle, but you have to remember to drink that one bottle, and you drink it every stage. So one bottle, one stage, refuel. Second bottle, second stage, same deal. Whereas, you know, some races, we don't have water stops, so you have to take a backpack, and therefore you got 3 liters of water on your back, and you got to last 6 hours. So it's definitely an interesting one. You know, I think coming from cross country, it's a big advantage to, know how your body deals with fueling. And over the years, we've worked out that, you know, I personally burn about 300 calories every half hour, about 500 to 600 calories an hour of just general riding. So therefore, when you look at your day and you look at your exertion, you pay attention to the calories that you exert over the days in the lead up to the race. And you can kind of work it out. And then, you know, you don't want to deal with really heavy foods and really heavy stuff. You want to deal with simple sugars and simple carbs to get you through the day. So you've always got fuel for your body to draw upon when you're ready for those big stages.
So are you using like energy bars and gels and stuff like that through the day because they're easy to carry, they're light, and they get in real quick?
Yep. And if you don't take a backpack, you know, you've only got the pockets on your back or in your shorts to carry this food around. So it's not like you're going to take massive sandwiches and baguettes and protein shakes and all this stuff. So, you know, we use Honey Stinger product, and you got Honey Stinger Chews, which is, you know, a Honey Stinger Chew and a Honey Stinger Waffle. It's quite simple carbs, sugars. Just one packet of chews and one waffle is 300 calories.
Perfect.
So for me, I know that my body can ingest that 300 calories, and therefore I can monitor my day. So if I'm out there for 6 hours, I know that I need to take at least, you know, 4, 5, 6 waffles in my pockets, and then also try and top up with some hydration with water, an electrolyte mix from Rhino Power, or the water along the way, or, you know, sometimes we get off at Gatorade and stuff like that. So that kind of stuff is very, very helpful.
Again, from us, is that coming from an XC perspective, again, or road, is that's part of the course.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think most people coming into enduro may not have that background, and that's a big, big mistake. So I know even when we've chatted post races, you have had them times where you haven't had enough water up there, you've had issues, and of course there's lots of research to suggest if you haven't got your nutrition and hydration right, it can affect your mental acuity, it can affect how you go on that last run, and then you have an absolute shocker.
Yeah, I've had some very vivid races where you can count it back to where I missed about 1,800 calories from when I finished the race on Saturday afternoon to the morning where I started racing on Sunday. I got a little bit sick. I didn't quite have a second dinner. I didn't have dessert. I didn't have an extra recovery shake. And when you look back, by the time I rolled into stage 6 on Sunday afternoon, that's where it was all on the line. I had an opportunity to gain a really, really good result, top 5, top 6. But because I was so exhausted and I didn't fuel properly, all of a sudden I'm back in 14th or 15th or 16th because I just didn't have the energy to focus and didn't have the strength to ride the track properly. Yeah. So, your energy exertion and your calorie intake is highly, highly, highly important, and it starts when you get there. When you get there on the Tuesday or Wednesday prior, all the way through until that last race. Every single bit is very important. And, you can't just go and chow down on a big burger and fries and a dirty big cheese-covered pizza. Maybe you can, but, you've got to know your nutrition and know what works for you because, like I said, you're out there for a long time. And if your body doesn't like it, you're in trouble.
Brilliant. Well, look, thanks again, mate. They're vitally important tips for most people coming into enduro because it's not second nature like it is if you come from XC where and we've worked on all that stuff. We know exactly what's going in. Yep. So it's vitally important to look at that. Practice it in training just as well. So when you go and do a big day on the hill in training, try the different types of gels, try the different types of electrolyte drinks, make sure that your body handles and deals with them. So when you have spent that big bit of coin to go all the way over to race in Spain or in Italy or in France, it's not an absolute shocker because on day 1 you blow up, you have a shocker and have a crash, and then that's all over. So make sure you get dialed. It's just the same as getting your bike set up. It's just the same as training. You get your nutrition and hydration right, you're going to have great performances out there on the trail. Thanks very much for joining us again, mate. It's fantastic information for all those budding endurance riders out there. Thanks very much, guys. Coach Fenz here signing out. I'll catch you out on the trail. Bye-bye.